Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you my favorite go-to glam at the moment. Yes, I show so many live stories on Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff, or not live, but you know, Insta tutorials and all that fun stuff, but I always change my go-to glam, and right now this is it, and I've been getting so many compliments on it, and it's actually very easy. It does consist of a lot of products, mostly face products though. Literally not one eyeshadow palette I'm gonna use. I literally use my bronzer, but I'm obsessed with how I'm doing it lately, so if you want to see my favorite glam at the moment, then please keep on watching. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, we're going to be focusing a lot on face. I'd rather take my time on face lately to get that flawless, glowy, dewy effect and smooth, just perfect skin look, rather than sitting there and blending my eyeshadow all day. So I'm going to first go in with the Wonder Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. You guys, this product is amazing. If you've never tried it, you're missing out. So I just take it on the back of my hand, about that much, and I will literally just rub it in like a primer, and that's what I use it as. And you guys, it literally is so smoothing. I've had this primer for such a long time, and I never realized how much I love it until I recently started using it again, and every time I use this as my primer, the amount of compliments I get on my skin is not normal. It gives you that radiance, but not too much, and it also has that blurring effect better than any pore filling primer I've ever tried, and I've got all my friends hooked on this. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and take in my Kiehl's avocado eye cream and just put that under my eye, because without eye cream your concealer will not go on well. I love this eye cream. Next thing I'm going to do, of course, is go in with my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. I just have this large jar of it. It is my favorite foundation. I'm sure you guys all know that because that's literally the only foundation I wear. I'm wearing it in the shade Shell Beige. I'm sorry, Ivory Beige. Shell Beige is my summer color. Also, you guys can add about a pump of this into your foundation and mix it in as well. Sometimes when I'm too lazy to prime and do foundation, I'll do it at the same time and mix them together. But since I already went ahead and put that Charlotte Tilbury on, I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp my foundation in. If you've ever tried this foundation, you know it's a very matte foundation, which it is. And if you can see that beautiful glow peeking back through because of the primer that we set down, and that's the kind of glow that I love, like an inner glow, you know. Don't get me wrong, I go overboard with my highlight and all that stuff, but this gives you that inner glass-like skin look, so I love that. Once I let it dry, I'm gonna go in with one more layer of foundation just in this bottom region because I like more coverage in this area. When you want more coverage, I would recommend to do 2 layers of foundation, but I would let it dry first and then go in with your second layer, or else it's just gonna look muddy and cakey. Only put it in the areas that you desire or need the extra coverage. You don't have to put it everywhere. And then I'll take whatever's left just on the side of my forehead, down my neck, just to make sure that it's the same color, because I do like to go darker with my foundation, but that's just personal preference. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna go into is this KKW Beauty concealer in shade number 6. When I have time, I like to do this. I like to put the concealer on the back of my hand and put it on with a brush so you don't apply too much. Also, I learned this trick from watching one of Harush's videos, because it allows the concealer to get tacky, so it makes it a more full coverage and easier blend, versus when you put it on with the doe foot applicator, it just slaps on so much product at once that when you blend it out when it's still wet, it just goes everywhere and you lose the shape of how you put it on. So I think that was such a good tip, because all these small tips and tricks literally make the makeup application what it is. And I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids with whatever is left on this brush. And then we're going to take the pointy side of the blender and blend it out. I like to start at the edges, really get that flawless blend and ombre into the foundation. So once I feel as if the edges are blended, I will go up into the actual eye or under eye and blend the rest. And I feel like it just makes it more of a flawless blend. And like I said, it's the little things in the makeup that make the application look how it does at the end, like a flawless one. Always remember that the lighter you tap in your concealer, the more full coverage it looks, because when you tap so hard, the sponge picks up all the excess product and it doesn't leave the coverage on your face. So the lighter you go with your sponge, the better. So next thing I'm going to do is take this Princess Cut palette by Tarte and take this like banana-y shade right over here and just coat my sponge with it really well. And like I said, I already patted out all the creases, so I'm going to go ahead and just lightly set my under eyes and the top of my eyelid. I'm going to do this everywhere where I put the concealer. Okay, so I went ahead and filled in my eyebrows with the Benefit Brow Gel color. It's in shade 3.5. Don't judge my eyebrows right now. I'm trying to like reshape them and like grow them out and stuff. So in order to clean up my mess of my eyebrows, I'm going to be using this Kylie Kybrow. It's like a concealer stick kind of thing, and I love it. It's like perfect for like, it's like a dry, creamy concealer. And I like to just like, even though I already, you know, put concealer on the lid, I like to go out and carve the brow. I want to show this part on camera. And I like to just at the end, just define it even extra like that. You see the difference of how it just makes it look like a more arched and more like defined brow? It just makes such a big difference. My God, the little details just make the whole application. I can't. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with my new two favorite products. Well, this isn't new. This is the Jaclyn Hill Mood Light powder and Do Me, and then this is the Charlotte Tilbury OG. I mean, I'm literally scraping the edges because it's that good. So I'm gonna be taking a Morphe E3 brush and literally just digging in. Okay, so I'm just gonna set this all over the face, and the reason why I like to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury first before the Jaclyn and really set the entire face is because the Jaclyn one is like a luminous powder, and I need that like matte effect to, you know, give me that longevity and also like no creasing and all that stuff. So I'll either go in with like something like this, which is my favorite, or the translucent powder, which is also like one of my favorites. So it just kind of depends my mood. So a trick I actually learned from Jaclyn Hill herself, which is my favorite, I'm sure you guys all know that by now, but is like when you set the face, obviously I like to pat it in, but what she said is like I like to go in and feel the face to see if there's any tackiness. If you feel any tackiness, like right here I do a little bit, I'm gonna go in with more powder in that area so that when I go in with my bronzer or the next step, it doesn't get patchy or blotchy and stick in that one spot because you forgot to set it. So it is like good to like kind of feel around your face in the areas that you're gonna bronze up or contour, and just to, you know, set those really well. So now taking the Jaclyn powder, and I just take like about that much for the whole face, and I go in with the same brush. I do have her brushes, but for some reason I like this larger, fluffier brush for this application, so I'll literally just swirl it all in the cap, tap out the excess, and literally go everywhere, all on top of the face. And it gives, I'm gonna do half the face just to show you how it gives you back that like glass skin-like or inner beauty glow from within versus just like a crazy highlight. So if you can see, I don't know if the camera is picking it up well, compared to this side, it's more like flat matte, and this one has that little like dewy sheen to it, like that glow from within. So I love this powder for that reason. Alright, so next thing I'm gonna be doing is going into my Hoola bronzer with this just like large fluffy bronzer brush. I'm gonna be coating it really well. This is the Morphe M527 brush, and I like to go ahead and just literally bronze up everywhere. I'm not being precise with this. I'm being very like just free with it and kind of going everywhere because like I said, I love that golden, bronzy, nudie look all over the face. And as you can see, that powder looks so pretty. It's still giving me that sheen even though I'm using so many powders. And I'm avoiding the nose because I'm gonna show you the trick that made me actually start doing this look with like the eyes and everything when I get to that. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Princess Cut palette. That's like a bronzer slash contour palette. And I'm gonna be taking my ultimate favorite contour brush. This is the Morphe M405 brush. And I'm gonna be taking Princess Cut and Angle, which is these two right over here. And I also do like to contour, like if I'm doing like not a harsh contour, I like to like use this either for bronzer or just like a small chiseled contour, like I'll show you on this side. If I didn't want like such a harsh contour, I would just take those two shades and do like that, and it kind of gives me that like blown out effect. But I don't know, I'm in the mood for this brush today, So I'm gonna do that. It gives it more of like a kind of harsher feel, but more of like a extra glam. Like when I'm doing this on a daily, I'll use this brush. And then when I'm going out, which I am tonight, I'll use this brush. I'll just put it literally not everywhere, just in the hollows of my cheeks. So if you don't know where that is, I would just go like this and just push back. And then I like to take the rest of what's on there and take it on the temples and then down the jaw and under my jaw line. Not right here, under, right there. It gives you that more cut look and that more like skinny effect. If you want to make this part look thinner, put the dark here too. Now I'm just taking the MAC Peaches blush just on this fluffy blending brush and just going over it. I barely dipped in because I want this look to stay bronzy. So I'm almost using like whatever's left on the brush. And then lastly, what I'll do to make it extra bronzy, I'll go in with this last shade in the Princess Cut palette. It's called Crown. It's like a darker shade. I like to take it everywhere and just lightly go on top. And now I am glowy and bronzed to perfection. I love this palette. Is actually a really, really good one to have. And instead of baking lately, what I've been enjoying to do is going back with the Morphe E3 again. I think it's E3. Yeah, and going back in with that Charlotte Tilbury powder. And like I said, instead of baking, just cleaning up that little edge. Or you can even just take your beauty blender and stamp versus baking. Like I said, this is all about the inner glow. And while that is drying, I like to go over it with my beauty blender, and this is going to pick up all the excess powder that we put on that does not need to be on the face, and it's going to melt it right into the skin to give it that perfect natural looking effect. And while it's still tacky and wet in this region, I like to go in with my highlighter, which today I'm going to use. I'm just going to use the Emreezy one. This is my ultimate go-to one. So I'm going to go ahead, while like I said, my face is still dampened a little bit from the setting spray. And I'm going to go ahead and tap on this highlighter. And it just gives it a beaming effect since the face is still wet. And I feel like it's better than wetting the brush. I like to wet my face first, or like set my face first. And then while it's still a little bit wet, I'll just go ahead and tap on my highlighter. Okay, so now for the eyes, I literally use one brush, and this is the Morphe M433. It's just like a classic flat blending brush. So now I'm gonna go take my Princess Cut palette. Remember I told you I'm not using any eyeshadow, and this look is so amazing because it's so cohesive. I love, like, all the bronzers that I have on my face are gonna match on my eyes, and it's just gonna flow so beautifully together. So I'm gonna be using all three of these, but right now I'm gonna be mixing these two contour shades to contour out the creases of my eye. And watch how I'm gonna contour my nose as well with the same powder. So I'm going to go ahead and start in the middle, get all the pigment right there, just blend this out on the outer edges, get it a nice and fluffy blend. And then once I feel like the brush has not too much product on it, I am going to go ahead and blend it right into my nose and take it into a perfect straight line, matching up to like this bone right up here. So like kind of your brow bone, and then bringing it down to your nose, and I like to go right under here. And it gives you the best nose contour possible. Like even if you were doing like a crazy shadow look, I like to start off with shades like this anyway as my transition. So I will go ahead and contour my nose that way versus like actually sitting there and cream contouring my nose or just taking like a larger fluffy brush. And this is actually what made me start doing this eye look, or this entire look, is me liking how cohesive it looks together, matching like my bronzer and stuff. And then I will take it and contour my nose. So it's kind of like a win-win, you know? So when I go ahead to contour my nose, I flip it to the flatter side. So not like this way, I do it this way. And I'll take it and just go at like the tip of the brush and I hold it far away, so it's not like the brush. I hold the brush far away on the handle, so it's not too harsh of a contour. And then I go like that with whatever is left. And there you go. We have a cute little contoured, pretty nose that is so like cohesive with like the eye look. So it flows right into it just how it's supposed to be. You see that? From here So here, it's a perfect line. So I really love that. And then same thing at the bottom. I'll take the edge of the brush or like the tip of it and just run it on the lower lash line. Very messy, nothing like precise. I like a little bit of a smokier lash line. Now that I am liking how my crease looks and the color is perfect to my liking, I'm gonna go in with this last shade. This shade has a shimmer in it, so it is not a matte shade. So I like to take it all over my brush, just like this, on the flat edges of it. Obviously tap it out, and I literally go ahead and make it look like a smoky eye all over the lid, just tapping, not rubbing back and forth. Literally just tapping all over the lid. Like I said, being messy with it, nothing like precise. And taking the other side, getting more pigment on. And then I'll just kind of blend it out in the crease when there's nothing left on the brush. I'll wipe off my brush, and then go ahead and blend the rest up into that first two shades that we put or mixed together on the eye. And then I'm gonna take it again, that dark shade, and go right under, same brush, literally one brush, and get that color underneath as well. Now that I contoured my nose and I did my eyeshadow, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight the tip of my nose. I'm gonna highlight the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and my brow bone. Like I said, nothing precise, just taking the same old fluffy brush that I use every single day for all my highlight and just going over everything. And then there you have it, just like that. It looks like you have a bronze smoky eye, which you don't. I mean, what you do, but look how easy it was. So messy, one brush, bronzer. You don't even need to buy an eyeshadow palette. You could just use whatever bronzer's in front of you. It doesn't even need to be a shimmery bronzer. It could just be a matte bronzer. I've done that too, but I like the look of that because it kind of gives it like a nice shift like in the light, and it also matches like the dewier look that we're going for. So I love it. Back, I went ahead and did my eyeliner. They're not perfect, but I'm gonna put lashes and like line it and everything. So now I'm going to be doing lipstick while my lash glue dries and gets tacky. So I'm going to be taking the Makeup Talk by Morphe lip liner. The next thing I will do is go in with the Bare All lipstick by Morphe. What I also love to use this Kylie little concealer thing for is to clean the outer edges. And then I also clean up my eye wing with it, or my eyeliner wing with it, and I'll use the same brush and just feather the edges. I'm gonna take my KKW number 1 brightening powder. I have gotten into this a lot recently. Like I said, all about the glow and the brightness and the inner glow. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it on my beauty blender for the finishing touch, and I'll show you what a difference it makes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stamp this right under my eye, not all over, just literally in this region right here, not taking it back where I highlighted, but just right under here to about like my cheekbone. So like if you smile, you see it right there. And look what the difference it does. Like look how like bright, lifted, and awake this eye looks, and look how like, you know, it looks good still on this side, but this side just looks extra, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna spray my face one last time before I go and put on my lashes, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back. How cute is this shirt? It's from Royal Duchess. I am literally obsessed. By the way, let me know if you guys would like this, if you want me to do a try-on haul featuring everything at Royal Duchess. If you don't know what that is, look up at Royal Duchess. I'll put their Instagram right here. We have the cutest clothes. I work there as well. So I just glue up my chest. So how freaking cute. I'm going to be talking about all my favorite beauty products and telling you guys all about these really soon. So yeah guys, but this completes this video. This is my go-to glam at the moment. It matches everything. Like look how nice and bronzy this looks with nude. It would look good with any color, gray, brown, black, white, green, blue, any color. You name it, this look will go with because it's a neutral look. Also, I'm going to be upping how many videos I upload a week, so stay tuned for that. I really am going to try my absolute best. I do have 2 jobs, so it is really hard and time consuming to film, but this is actually what I truly love to do, so I am going to make it happen. So please subscribe so I can continue putting out content, and yeah, that is it you guys. I will see you guys all in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.